Good morning, you are watching NEWSi 24/7. Today's headlines are: Refugee, Turkish FM review bilateral ties. Foreign Minister Mekdum Refugee met Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu of Turkey on the sidelines of the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York on Thursday, and reviewed their close bilateral relations. They discussed steps to further enhance cooperation between Pakistan and Turkey in all areas. They also exchanged views on the situation in Afghanistan as well as other regional and global issues. Foreign Minister Qureshi thanked Foreign Minister Cavusoglu for the support extended by the government and people of Turkey to the Kashmiri people for their right to self-determination, especially by President Erdogan, including in his address to the UNGOR session this year. The foreign minister highlighted the need for sustained international engagement to support lasting peace and stability in Afghanistan, in addition to calling for the urgent provision of humanitarian assistance to the Afghan people. The foreign minister underscored the need for a coordinated approach to avert an economic collapse in Afghanistan. He also highlighted that a peaceful and stable Afghanistan will contribute towards promotion of connectivity and regional prosperity. Meryem takes refuge behind adjournments to escape accountability. Farooq Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Farooq Habib on Thursday said Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz N. Vice President Meryem Nawaz was taking refuge behind adjournments, just to escape the ongoing accountability process. Talking to media persons, he said Meryem did not have any evidence to prove her innocence before the court in the Evenfield case. She was opting delaying tactics to further slow down the accountability process, instead of calling for the case hearing on merit. He said the PML-N vice president had already sought over a dozen adjournments by resorting to different excuses, such as illness of her lawyer. Farooq said her father Nawaz Sharif had already been at large after he was convicted in different corruption cases. It was welcoming development that the money they had looted from the national exchequer was being recovered through auction of their properties in the country. It was the major development which perturbed the PML-N leadership at the moment, he added. He dared Meryem to produce supported evidence and request the court to hear her case on daily basis if she assumed herself innocent. The minister lashed out at the PML-N leadership for preferring their personal interest over matter of the national importance. He said as the government was exposing Indian involvement in cancellation of New Zealand through its fifth-generation war launched against Pakistan, the PML-N resorted to blame the authorities for this unfortunate incident. Meryem Nawaz's Twitter handle remained silent and did not bother to condemn Indian fake propaganda against Pakistan, he added. Farooq wondered over sudden change in Meryem's behavior about the Election Commission of Pakistan, reminding her of onslaught she launched against the election watchdog outside its building some 6 months ago. World must support large Afghan refugee hosting countries. Qureshi Foreign Minister Shahmoud Qureshi Thursday said the world community must provide support to the large Afghan refugee hosting countries in line with the principle of international responsibility and burden sharing. The foreign minister, in a meeting with President of the International Committee of the Red Cross Peter Mora, underscored the importance of economic stability for consolidating peace and sustainable development in Afghanistan. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the 76th session of the UN General Assembly here. The foreign minister appreciated the efforts of IC in providing humanitarian assistance to vulnerable people in challenging and complex situations, and for upholding the principles of international humanitarian law. He stressed the importance of the international community's earnest engagement with Afghanistan and provision of necessary humanitarian and development assistance to the Afghan people. Confident of winning war against mafias, ensuring rule of law. Prime Minister Imran Khan Thursday expressed his confidence that the present government will win the war against mafias and ensure the supremacy of law. If we have to become a great nation, which was the concept left square bracket behind Pakistan's creation right square bracket, we have to ensure the rule of law, Imran Khan said while addressing Kisan Convention here. The Prime Minister, however, added that masses will also have to change their attitudes to become a great nation. It is shameful that some people sitting abroad, living in the properties worth billions of rupees cannot show even a receipt of how they got that money, and making speeches from there, he remarked. The Prime Minister said that big mafias did not want the rule of law in Pakistan, because they benefit from the corrupt system and just wanted NRO Common National Reconciliation Ordinance. Then how this country will move forward? He questioned. The Prime Minister said when he often referred to the state of Medina and its principles, it was not only meant for any political gains. I don't use the name of Islam for personal benefit or for vote. It is the part of my faith, he remarked. Imran Khan said being a student of history, he had studied a lot about Islam, the life of our Prophet peace be upon him, and the principles of the state of Medina. He said there was need to know and understand here. The Prime Minister, however, added that masses will also have to change their attitudes to become a great nation. It is shameful that some people sitting abroad, living in the properties worth billions of rupees cannot show even a receipt of how they got that money, and making speeches from there, he remarked. The Prime Minister said that big mafias did not want the rule of law in Pakistan, because they benefit from the corrupt system and just wanted NRO Common National Reconciliation Ordinance. Then how this country will move forward? He questioned. The Prime Minister said when he often referred to the state of Medina and its principles, it was not only meant for any political gains. I don't use the name of Islam for personal benefit or for vote. It is the part of my faith, he remarked. Imran Khan said being a student of history, he had studied a lot about Islam, the life of our Prophet peace be upon him, and the principles of the state of Medina. He said there was need to know and understand the principles adopted by the people in the state of Medina, which led the fall of two superpowers of that era, enabling the Arabs to lead the world in few years. If we want to become an honorable nation, we have to take care of our self-respect without fear from anyone except Allah. Former English captain Atherton again backs Pakistan, slams ECB and ICC. Former England captain Michael Atherton has again slammed the England and Wales Cricket Board, saying Monday's decision-making had further weakened it. He also branded the International Cricket Council, IC, as an event organising company instead of the game's governing body. In its decision-making this week, the ECB has been weak beyond measure, declared Atherton in Thursday's The Times, adding, at the same time, that the players have become more powerful, so some governing bodies have become weaker. The ICC, the game's supposedly ultimate power broker, has been reduced to an events organising company. It runs its properties well, World Cups, World Test Championships and the like, but has little standing where the game's moral issues are concerned, and little influence over the game's direction. The ECB, in a poorly drafted press release, on Monday, announced it was withdrawing its sides from next month's tours of Pakistan due to mental and physical well-being of our players and support staff, and on ideal preparation for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Its ec performance shows English cricket in a poor light. It has done significant damage to an already low reputation, and ruined a relationship with a full member nation, Pakistan, who have been gracious visitors to this country in 5 out of the past 6 summers. While England and Pakistan relations have not always been good on the cricket field, they have been lately, and, as Ramir's Roger has pointed out, the links for Pakistan with England are of a different emotional level from, say, New Zealand or Australia. They feel totally let down, Atherton wrote a day after he written England had failed to repay debt they owed to Pakistan in the same NEWSi. Atherton was also unimpressed. Tight security arrangements finalized for national T20 matches, 2,500. Cops deploy the district administration, police and city traffic police on Thursday finalized all the arrangements including security, for Pakistan national T20 cricket matches, while over 2,500 police personnel have been deployed to ensure security of Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. According to a police spokesman, over 2,500 personnel of Rawalpindi District Police have been deployed to ensure security of the stadium. On the directives of City Police Officer Konak Pope, Muhammad Hossein Yilmaz, tight security arrangements have been finalized. Special control rooms have been set up besides installation of walk-through gates and cameras. Elite Force, Dolphin Force, District Police and Lady Police are performing security and patrol duties. In addition to expert snipers, special personnel have also been deployed on the rooftops of the buildings on the sides of the stadium and along the route. Suspicious persons and suspicious activities are being closely monitored. After body search, entry is being allowed in the stadium, and parking is not being allowed in any area except in the allotted space. The spokesman informed that Rawalpindi Police would utilize all available resources to protect the lives and property of the citizens. A CTP spokesman informed APP that CTP on the directives of Chief Traffic Officer, Rawalpindi, Raymaza Iqbal, had finalized all the arrangements to facilitate the citizens during National T20 cricket matches, which kicked off today here at Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, and continue till October 3rd. They said that total 83 traffic wardens, and 21 traffic assistants under the supervision of a DSP, and 9 inspectors had been deployed to ease traffic flow on the roads in the circle. The CTO said that all-out efforts would be made to regulate traffic on city roads during the cricket matches. Thanks for watching NEWSi 24/7. For more news visit our website